Hello everyone, welcome. This video will have two stories in it. First, what if Deku was murderous villain and boyfriend of aspiring hero Uraraka, and second, what if Deku was aspiring hero and boyfriend of murderous villain Uraraka? Before we start, please go support HectorJrHernandez for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Deku is a male. First story. What if Deku was murderous villain and boyfriend of aspiring hero Uraraka movie? Explanations. 1. Class A is in its second year. 2. Izuku will be an anti-hero and will be Stain's partner in murder. Anti-hero name, I think that Stain will be Green Death. 3. The ship will be Izuacha and Bakumomo, not subject to change. Chapter 1. The Great Secret of a Chestnut. UA Bedrooms, Class 2A, Living Room. Reporter. A few minutes ago the body of a hero was found in an alley, which had different cuts on the body and had a sign that said, "True heroes do not exist." It is said that this is the work of the famous hero killer Stain and his companion Green Death. Passing the photos of each one, Izuku had his mask. If anyone knows his whereabouts, report them immediately to a hero or police officer. Without further ado, that would be everything. The television was turned off. Hiroshima. Sighs. Another hero killed by that duo, dropping the remote control on the couch. Mina. What do you mean by real heroes don't exist? She asked, looking at her companions. Iida. I don't know, but you are very wrong. While moving his arms, they were all great heroes. Momo. Iida is right. As she entered the room, they always appeared in the newspapers saying that they did great deeds. Mineta. Yes. Those guys are wrong. Zero. Do you think they'll ever catch you? While everyone was talking, the chubby-cheeked brunette looked at them in silence. Ochako. They are wrong, she thought as she looked at her companions. They were never true heroes. As she gets up from the sofa, true heroes help people without asking for anything in return. Walking towards the elevator, they do not seek fame, they risk themselves to help the devil. And most importantly, as she entered the elevator, a true hero goes where he is not wanted. As the elevator doors close. Down with water. My name is Uraraka Ochako, better known as Uravity. I am a second-year student at the UA Hero Academy. I am currently an intern at the Ryukyu Hero Agency, along with my friend Seiya, and I am also the girlfriend of Midoriya Izuku, or better known as Green Death, Stain's assassination partner. It may be strange for an aspiring hero to be the girlfriend of a highly wanted criminal in all of Japan, but that is the most exciting thing about our relationship. To a memory how it all began. Flashback. 1 year earlier. After finishing the sports festival, I was a little down, so that day I was doing my shopping to stock up my pantry. Once I finished my shopping, I headed home, but before I got there I saw a scene that would make me stop in my tracks. The mother and her little daughter were being cornered by two heroes. At first I thought they were villains, but they weren't. I approached them and before speaking they said while still looking at those women. Shall we have some fun? Looking at those women. You'll have a lot of fun, so why don't you join us? I asked, taking the older woman by the chin. I couldn't hold back any longer and jumped on stage. Ochako. What do you think you're doing? I glared at them. Our heroes supposed to help people, not abuse them. Both heroes looked at the brunette confused, then started laughing, making the brunette angrier. Hero 1. That was very funny, brat, while wiping away her tears. Hero 2. Wait, I know you. Looking at the brunette. You're the girl who was humiliated at the sports festival. Looking at the brunette up and down. Haha, you were very pathetic that time, brat. Hero 1. Why don't we have some fun with her too? He said, looking at the brunette with a lustful smile. Hero 2. I think it's fine. Ochako. I won't let them. While getting into a fighting stance. Hero 1. Haha, do you think a pathetic aspiring hero like you can compete against professional heroes like us? While activating his quirk, which was Tiger Claws. Ochako. If I don't do it while looking serious and trembling a little, then who will? Hero 2. Too bad you lasted so long, brat, while he lit his hands and threw himself against the brunette. Ochako. I'll never be able to beat them, she thought as she watched Hero 2 approach her. I'm pathetic, but to look at the two scared women I have to do it to save them. As she stretches out her hand. Hero 2. Very slow. Dodging the girl's hand. Now die. Directing his hand to the face of the hazel-eyed girl. The chestnut could only close her eyes, waiting for the end that the hero was about to give her. She waited, but the blow never came, so little by little, she opened her eyes to see the hero's fist about 30 centimeters from her. But you are so slow, commented a male voice. For a professional hero you are quite pathetic. While hitting the face of Hero 2. Are you okay, miss? He asked while looking at a stunned brunette. Ochako. This why yes thanks F for helping me, nervously looking at the boy in front of her, who had green hair and eyes. Who are you? But she didn't finish when she was interrupted by another male voice. As he fell to the ground. You've become faster than me, Green, said the newcomer looking at the green-haired man. Green Death. Are you ready for this, Stain? He asked while unsheathing a katana, the same ones as Stain in the anime. Stain. I always am. While holding his katanas I'm ready to kill two fake heroes while sticking out his tongue. Let's go for them while launching himself at the heroes along with the boy. The girl with the zero-gravity quirk looked all surprised. She was right in action with the two most wanted anti-heroes in Japan, but for some reason, she didn't feel threatened by them, but rather she felt safe that they were with her. The minutes passed, which for our chestnut were eternal. The two assassins had eliminated the two heroes. The two girls fled when the two men arrived. The young man with green eyes looked at the brunette, who was surprised by what she had seen before, so he decided to approach the girl with blushed cheeks. Green Death. Are you okay? He asked as he ran his hand over the aspiring hero's face. Ochako. This one, thank you very much. While small tears came out. Green Death. Hey, don't cry. While he wiped the tears from her cheeks because it's certain that with a smile, you look more beautiful, he commented, making the brunette blush. Stain. You finally got a girlfriend, he commented behind the green-haired man, scaring and embarrassing him. Green Death. I'm not Kokon. Following no girlfriend, nervous and embarrassed looking at the older killer. Stain. Haha, whatever you say. Putting away his weapons. Catch me when you're done. Jumping against the wall until reaching the roof of the building. Green Death. Turning to see the blushing girl. When you need something while approaching a card, call me while handing the card and doing the same as Stain. Vindel flashback. Down with water. After that moment, we started talking normally every day until one day we met and I learned his true identity, and I was surprised to learn that he was the same age as me. A few months passed and we finally became a couple. I'm so happy that it happened. I don't care if the boy I love is a murderer or a criminal in the eyes of society. The only thing that matters to me is that I love him with all my heart and he does the same. End of narration. The girl was sitting on her bed while looking at a photo she had, in which it showed the girl smiling while being hugged by a green-haired boy who gave her a kiss on the cheek. The girl with rosy cheeks sighed in a loving manner when she saw that photo. Ochako. I see you're here, she smiled as she looked out her window at a silhouette sitting in the frame of it. How was your day, Izuku? Izuku. Much better seeing you, Ochako, he smiled as he approached the girl. Chapter 2. Time with Despicable Me. Ochako. I see you're here, she smiled as she looked out her window at a silhouette sitting in the frame of it. How was your day, Izuku? Izuku. Much better seeing you, Ochako, he smiled as he approached the girl. The brunette looked at him with a tender smile and then received a kiss from the green-haired boy, which she followed without hesitation. After a few minutes, they both looked into each other's eyes with a smile. Izuku. I waited all day for that kiss, looking into the girl's eyes, and it was worth every second of the day for that. Ochako. Haha, I say the same thing. Caresses her cheek. I needed a kiss from you, haha. Izuku. He sits next to her. How was your day? He looks at her. Ochako. Let's see, think for a bit. Well, I woke up early, I had mochi for breakfast. Happy and making the freckled boy smile. Normal classes, I had hero practice, and your advice helped me a lot. Jumps on the bed a bit with joy. Ogmonama from class B also approached me again. Izuku. TSK frowns. I'll kill him one of these days. Ochako. Haha, I know you will, smiles tenderly. Well, after that classes ended and I talked a little with Seiya, my best friend. We also had lunch and watched a little news where they reported what you did with the hero's eyes. Looking ahead, my classmates don't understand that on the outside, not everyone is a hero who does things with heart without receiving anything in return. Izuku. Kisses her forehead, making the brunette smile. Not everyone thinks the same as us. Caresses her cheek. They live blinded by the lies that the media tells and their own selfish ambitions. They look at the brown eyes of the brunette. They don't know what it means to be a true hero. That's why Stain and I are in charge of getting rid of the false and corrupt heroes to clean up the society and be better. Ochako. I know you can, smiles from ear to ear. I will support you whenever I can. Izuku. Smile the same way. I know you will, darling. Ochako. Haha, and how was your day? She asks, looking at the freckled man with curiosity. Izuku. Let's see, he thinks for a bit while looking at the ceiling. I had some katsudon breakfast. I also dedicated myself to polishing and sharpening my sword. We also investigated some heroes who we suspect of being corrupt, making the chubby cheek say "Uo." Then we trained with the sword in hand-to-hand combat. Then we jumped through the buildings of the city. Ochako. I want to do that. Looking at the villain with puppy eyes. Please, 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 making the boy sigh in defeat. Izuku. On our date we will make chocolate mochi. He smiles, seeing the brunette jumping on the bed like a little girl. We also killed those heroes, and finally I came to visit my light that illuminates my darkness. He smiles, looking at the brunette, which I love very much, and I would give my life so that she has a good life, giving a small kiss to the gravity girl, causing a very marked blush on her cheeks. Ochako. Still blushing. You are also my light, she smiles, looking at the boy. I am willing to take care of you and give my life so that you also live well. She caresses his cheek. I love you, Midoriya. Izuku. Izuku. I love you too, Uraraka Ochako. They were both about to kiss when they heard someone playing. Seiya. Ochako. Today is the sleepover. Are you coming? Waiting outside this room. Ochako. Why yeah. Just let me change. Looks at the green-haired man. Sorry Izuku, I have to go. Izuku. Don't worry Ochako, he smiles looking at the brunette. Tomorrow I'll come for you to have our date. Looking at the brunette whose eyes were shining. Okay. Ochako. Are we going to jump off buildings? I asked, looking at her boyfriend. Izuku. If I say no you'll get mad. Watching as the girl puffs out her cheeks. Okay let's jump off buildings. He gets up and walks to the window. Ochako. She goes with him. Take care of yourself. She looks him in the eyes. Izuku. I always do it because he takes her chin. I want to taste the strawberry mochi flavor of your lips every day. He gives her a kiss which lasted a short time and then the girl leaves, disappearing into the darkness of the night. The next day the students were leaving the academy after a long day of studies. Everyone was heading to the dorms except for a little brunette who was with a big smile. She was running to the entrance of the academy under the gaze of some of her classmates. Mina. Where will Ochako go? Watching the brunette run. Momo. Maybe she has things to do. She looks at the girl arriving at the entrance. We shouldn't get into her things, guys. The brunette left the academy looking for the boy with her eyes. She began to erase her smile when she didn't see him. She sighed and then felt a hug from behind. Izuku. Why were you so sad? I asked to kiss the girl's cheek. Ochako. Haha, I thought you weren't coming anymore. She turns around and then gives him a hug. Izuku. I wouldn't leave you hanging, showing a smile, but anyway, where do you want to go? Ochako. She thinks while putting her index finger near her lip. Can we go to the beach? Izuku. Okay, let's go to the beach. He looks at her. But you don't have clothes to go into the water. Ochako. I don't want to go in. She smiles looking at the green-haired boy. I just want to walk along the shore. She looks at him and then we can go eat. Izuku. Of course we can do whatever you want little one. Ochako. Sissy great jumping, let's go. Raising her fist. Izuku. Laughs a little and then does the same as the chestnut. Let's go. So both boys walked hand in hand on their way to enjoy the date they both wanted after a long time, all under the gaze of an angry Monoma. Second story. What if Deku was aspiring hero and boyfriend of murderous villain Uraraka movie? Explanations. 1. Uraraka 100% villain without infiltration. 2. This happens during the attack on the camp. 3. Uraraka is in the League of Villains, villain name. Lethal Pink. 4. Maybe I'll give Deku a girlfriend, but she's unfaithful to him, ideas are welcome. 5. Ship. Izuacha. Chapter 1. Why did I fall in love with him? Before you start. Clarifications. 1. Deku's girlfriend will be Melissa. How damn good, obviously with more than 15 votes. 2. Melissa has the power of money, that's why she got into UA. It's not a lie, she has the OFA, it dominates the 5%. 3. Deku has pyrokinesis. 4. Uraraka has 2 quirks. Gravity control, 5-meter radius and super strength. Without further ado, let's begin. Temporary base. League of Villains. In one of the rooms there was a brunette lying face down while screaming and cursing while hitting her pillow. Why do I feel this curse? While screaming louder, I curse you stupid hero, why? Why? Ochako. Well, they opened the door. Tamura wants us all in the room. Ochako. Get out of here, Toga. She yelled angrily. Tell Tamura to go book himself. Toga. Okay. Happy as she left. Once the blonde left, the brunette girl sat on her bed to sigh in frustration. Ochako. Of all the people it had to be you, while forming a tender smile, the one I had to fall in love with. Flashback. 2 hours before. We are located in a forest that was being consumed by blue flames, where a few days ago it was a training camp for UA students, but now it was a total disaster, all thanks to the League of Villains. We focus on a fight between 4 women on a small road. Are you okay? Kiro, a green-haired girl with frog-like features, asked worriedly. Yes, don't worry, it was just a touch, answered a blonde girl with glasses. Toga. You are Asui and Shield while pointing with his knife. Melissa. How do they know our names? I asked scared. Seiya. It's probably because of the Kiro Sports Festival, she deduced looking at the 2 girls. Why did you attack us like that? Who are you? Ochako. We don't have to explain anything to them. While she had a serious look, Ochako had a mask as well as a toga. Toga. Can I kill them, Lethal Pink? She asked while showing her knife. Ochako. Do what you want, she said, scaring the 2 aspiring heroes. Seiya. Melissa, we have to escape, she said while looking at the blonde Professor Azawa. Let us use our particular skills, only to defend ourselves, Kiro, while she surrounded the girl with her tongue, so go, while she threw her through the air. Melissa. No wait, Seiya. Seiya. Calm down now, Vo. She didn't finish as she received a cut on her tongue, Kiro, as she stepped back. Toga. Seiya while looking at her knifed Seiya. Seiya is very pretty to take off her mask, would you let me call you that? She asked forming a smile. Seiya. Not only those I consider friends can call me that way stepping back a little further, then being captured thanks to one of the toga needles. Toga. How nice I have a new friend. Excited while jumping a little until she reached Seiya. You know I really like you friend Seiya bringing her face closer, but I would like you even more with blood showing one of her other needles. Melissa. Let her go running while expelling violet rays damn crazy charges her right fist one for all 5%. Ochako. I don't think so as she approached Melissa. Melissa. Smash. She shouted, releasing her fist, but was stopped in her tracks by the brunette and no C can't be looking at the brunette. Ochako. Is that all? She asked disappointedly. You're very weak. She hit the blonde's stomach and she spat out saliva, falling to her knees on the ground. Melissa. Damn, she said in pain. Ochako. Oh, what are you doing down there? Did you find a coin? Smiling under her mask. You're really pathetic, child kicking him in the face. Hurry up, Toga, and get the blood. Toga. I already did it showing the blood of a fainted Seiya. I only need the blonde and we're done approaching her. Ochako. Well hurry up before their friends arrive. I didn't finish speaking when I heard a scream. Melissa. A green-haired girl shouted, looking at the girl on the ground. Ochako. Damn, we have to go Toga as she walked away and the green-haired man approached. Toga. Well goodbye friends as she ran away. Ochako. I don't want to be killed turning to look at the green-haired boy in the eyes and blushing under the mask just like the green-haired boy. We'll see each other again hero while she went after the crazy blonde. End of flashback. Ochako. Why did I look into his eyes? She said letting out a moan, but I have to admit that look while blushing was really hexy. She bit her lower lip but it had to be a hero lying on her bed. Why? Why is fate so cruel? Looking at her ceiling. Why did I fall in love with a hero? Why did I fall in love with him? Placing her hands on her face. Why did I have to fall in love with you Midoriya Izuku? Sigh of frustration. I hate you Midoriya. I hate you so much for stealing my while having a tender look and smile heart. Chapter 2. Confused feelings. Note. Before starting I want to tell you that Jiro will be Midoriya's best friend. On the streets of Japan, a young man with green hair wearing a UA high school uniform could be seen. The boy in question was lost in his thoughts. He had been in that situation for days and the reason? The brown-haired villain. For some reason, our young hero couldn't get that girl out of his thoughts. He couldn't forget her light brown eyes and even though he didn't know her face, he somehow found her attractive. Midoriya. Sighing why can't I forget her gaze? While walking a little slower not even with Melissa does this happen to me confused remembering the blonde, but why do I doubt? I love Melissa right? Besides, she's a villain remembering the brunette maybe I'm just curious if that's just curiosity nothing more smiling, although since that day, I haven't been able to get that girl out of my mind. Flashback. 10 days ago. Midoriya was running quickly through the leafy forest along with some of the class who followed him. The green-haired boy was worried about his girlfriend Melissa, maybe they are both training and studying to be heroes. He also knew that Melissa was a very strong girl, but that did not mean that he was worried that something bad would happen to her. After a few minutes of walking through the forest, he was able to find his beloved Melissa and his friend Seiya, but not in the best way, since he found them both on the ground along with two villains, one blonde and the other brunette. Midoriya. Melissa. He shouted as he approached both girls. Toga. Well goodbye friends as she ran away. Ochako. I don't want to be killed turning to look at the green-haired boy in the eyes and blushing under the mask just like the green-haired boy. We'll see each other again hero while she went after the crazy blonde. Todoroki. Midoriya arriving where the green-haired man is. Are they okay? He asked looking at the green-haired man who was carrying Melissa. Midoriya. If you're okay while his blush disappeared pick up Seiya and we have to go to camp. Todoroki. Okay carrying the frog-featured girl. Midoriya. Why did I blush when I looked into her eyes? He thought confused could it be that no, I love Melissa and I will always do it the way she does. End of flashback. Midoriya. Since that day I couldn't get that look off my face, which I forgot when I saw Melissa recovered 3 days after that. It was an immense joy to see her wake up he thought while smiling, but I thought about her again when I saw her during the rescue of Kakin from the League of Villains. Flashback. 7 days before. In a ruined alley was the rescue group made up of Midoriya, Kirishima, Todoroki, Momo and Iida. They were paralyzed by the great killer instinct of the villain All For One, but this ended when they heard a moan which was from Bakugo who was surrounded by several villains. Once everyone decided on the best way to save their partner, they set in motion their plan which consisted of using Kirishima as a support to break the wall, then Todoroki would use his ice power to create a ramp and Iida and Midoriya to propel themselves into the air. Midoriya. Well, you know what to do while they were getting into position. Todoroki. Are you ready? he asked, receiving a nod from the boys. Aoi Rozu. Good luck guys. Iida. Don't worry, we will be. Hiroshima. We have to do it once and for all while hardening his body. Once said this, Iida started his engines, while Midoriya prepared his flames for more thrust. Once this was done, they set in motion their plan where, once through the wall, Todoroki made the ramp for his companions, who thanks to that, gained a great height, drawing everyone's attention. Hiroshima. Bakugo. He shouted, getting his friend's attention. Come. Understanding his arm, implying that Bakugo would use his explosions to reach them. During that time the green-haired man could see how the brunette looked at him surprised and with a marked blush on her cheeks that also made him blush. Bakugo. I didn't need your useless help while showing a small smile. What are you doing here stupid Deku seeing the green-haired man shouldn't you be with your girlfriend? He asked seeing how the green-haired man lost the blush he had. Midoriya. Can't I save a friend's ass? He asked while smiling. Bakugo. TSK you damn idiot. End of flashback. Midoriya. Since that moment I have not been able to forget her gaze, they were so beautiful and attractive with a slight blush, but I can't fall in love with a villain, that would be very bad right? Thinking confused maybe and he didn't finish when he was taken out of his thoughts by a female voice. Aren't you going to hurry up, Midoriya? The girl asked tiredly. Midoriya. Haha sorry Jiro, I was thinking about some things. Jiro. As always while watching him out of the corner of his eyes. Midoriya. You already know me giving a smile we have to hurry to get there he didn't finish when he saw something in front of him that left him speechless. Jiro. Confused seeing the green-haired man Midoriya. She asked seeing the aforementioned what Paul looking at the direction where the boy sees. Midoriya. Melissa I pronounce sadly I think maybe loving a villain is the best thing that can happen to me right now he thought ironically. Chapter 3. Broken Heart. Midoriya. Since that moment I have not been able to forget her gaze, they were so beautiful and attractive with a slight blush, but I can't fall in love with a villain, that would be very bad right? Thinking confused maybe and he did not finish when he was taken out of his thoughts by a female voice. Jiro. Aren't you going to hurry up, Midoriya? The girl asked tiredly. Midoriya. Haha sorry Jiro, I was thinking about some things. Jiro. As always while watching him out of the corner of his eyes. Midoriya. You already know me giving a smile we have to hurry to get there he didn't finish when he saw something in front of him that left him speechless. Jiro. Confused seeing the green-haired man Midoriya. She asked seeing the aforementioned what Paul looking at the direction where the boy sees. Midoriya. Melissa I pronounce sadly I think maybe loving a villain is the best thing that can happen to me right now he thought ironically. At the entrance of the academy was none other than Melissa's child passionately kissing Kaminari Denki. Midoriya was sad and devastated, he wanted to burn the living and leave forever, but somehow he contained that desire and walked towards the two boys with a sober look. Jiro. Midoriya looking at the boy with concern. The boy ignored the call of his violet-haired friend, continuing on his way, being followed from behind by the girl. He reached the two blondes who continued kissing without noticing the two boys. Midoriya. Hello Melissa Kaminari he greeted from behind the electric boy. The blondes were shocked to hear the freckled boy's voice behind them, very slowly the blonde separated from the girl and turned to see Izuku, who was showing a light smile. Midoriya. What a big surprise I had he spoke naturally. Melissa. Is Izuku see can I expl didn't finish when I was interrupted by the boy. Midoriya. Don't waste time with explanations Melissa looking at the blonde I just saw everything and to be honest, you look like a bitch surprising the girl and the truth is I'm not interested in being with you anymore. So we broke up and Kaminari looking at the blonde thank you very much for opening my eyes to realize that Melissa is not the girl she appears to be he smiled. But that doesn't mean you'll be saved he said and then hit him in the stomach and kicked him in the face, leaving the blonde knocked out. Let's go Jiro. Jiro. Of course Midoriya but before approaching Melissa you know Midoriya can't hit you because he would never do it, he's a gentleman, then closes his fist and hits the blonde in the face, but that doesn't mean I can't do it, that's what you get for breaking my best friend's heart, bitch she angrily walks after Midoriya. Midoriya walked through the halls with tears in his eyes while he was followed by the audition girl. Jiro. Calm down Midoriya patting him on the back she wasn't worth it, she didn't deserve you wasting tears on a bitch who didn't value you. Midoriya. You're right Jiro wiping away his tears, she doesn't deserve that then showing a smile, Jiro spoke capturing the girl's attention, how about we go to the mall? He asked smiling. Jiro. Midoriya, you know more than anyone that I like women seeing the boy seriously our relationship won't work and you know very well that I have a relationship with, but she was interrupted by the boy. Midoriya. I already know that. He said blushing I just want to go out and have fun, not to have a relationship he said embarrassed. Jiro. Ah sorry I got confused embarrassed a friend's outing sounds good, we have to tell the others showing a smile serious to the explosive blonde, but she was interrupted by a male scream very familiar to both of them. Who are you calling an explosive blonde ironing board? Angrily approaching the girl. Midoriya. Not again please he thought watching as the two faced each other Kaken. Jiro calm down please separating both. Jiro. Okay, just this once I'll leave starting to walk. Bakugo. TSK, that's a stupid nerd looking at the aforementioned looking at the red eyes Deku, were you crying? He asked with a frown. Midoriya. Well yes looking down I'll tell you and so the green-haired man told his troubles to the blonde who listened attentively until he finished, and that's all. Bakugo. Well, you did the right thing Deku seeing the boy, and even if I don't say it, I'm proud that you hit the retarded Pikachu. Deku. I'm surprised you say that he smiled. Bakugo. Well don't get used to it, stupid angrily walking faster. Time jump is really damn like the hit. In a shopping center you could see a boy with green hair and a girl with purple hair walking around looking at the stores while they talked. Midoriya. I'm surprised no one could come sighing a little sadly. Jiro. Well Bakugo never wants to go out with us, Iida and Todoroki went to the hospital to see their mother and brother respectively, and Momo had a family matter sighing I wanted to spend more time with her sad looking at the floor. Midoriya. Don't worry, tomorrow you can spend more time with your Momo nudging him hey look, sit there pointing to a bench, and I'll go get some ice cream. Jiro. Okay, I want a strawberry one he said taking out his phone and sitting on the bench. Izuku just nodded to his friend's request and walked towards the ice cream stand. During the walk the boy walked a little distracted thinking about the infidelity of his girlfriend Melissa, who without realizing it collided with a person causing her to fall to the floor. Midoriya. Sorry I didn't realize he stopped when he saw the person on the ground why you are. Chapter 4. Approach and next move. Midoriya. Sorry I didn't realize he stopped when he saw the person on the ground why you are lethal pin he couldn't finish when he was interrupted by the brown-haired villain's hand that was on his mouth. Ochako. Don't say my name or else things will go bad for you looking at the green-haired man with a frown. Now I'll take my hand away looking at how the green-haired man looked at her surprised. And when I do you act normal with me, as if I were your best friend showing a sweet smile that made the boy blush a little understood looking at the boy who nodded and then let go. Midoriya. What are you doing here? He asked seriously looking at the girl who just limited herself to smiling, is this another attack from the league? While frowning. The brunette and the green-haired boy looked at each other in silence until the girl began to laugh, causing the emerald-eyed boy to look at her in confusion. Ochako. Hahaha you're very funny she commented while laughing and the young aspirant frowned an attack from the league hahaha. Midoriya. Talk seriously looking at the brunette who stopped laughing to see the boy is this an attack by the League of Villains? Ochako. Haha wow when you get serious you look very cute she commented making a blush appear on the boy, it's not an attack from the League of Villains, while showing a smile, I just came to do some shopping, and then approached the boy's face, perhaps can't I? Looking at the boy's eyes which were red from having her so close. Midoriya. This he looks away avoiding eye contact oh of course you can just don't do anything bad nervous, making the brunette smile this is very close. He thought looking sideways at the blushed cheeks. Ochako. Understood, little hero while smiling well, it's time for me to go, your friend is coming, we'll see each other again Izuku while kissing the boy's cheek and slowly walking away from him. Midoriya. Wait. Watching him disappear among the people. Jiro. Who are you talking to? He asked while looking ahead. Midoriya. With no one. Let's go get some ice cream while walking he kissed me on the cheek he thought while showing a smile, I hope to see you again lethal pink while placing his hand on his cheek. On the other side of the mall. The brunette was walking among the people with a happy smile and her permanent blush more marked. Ochako. Hehe he's cuter up close she thought as she left the plaza his freckles make him look adorable and he looks really cute when I get really close to him smiling as she remembered the perfect boy, but he had to be a hero damn luck I have to fall in love with a hexy hero like him as she entered an alley. The brunette walked to the end of the alley until she reached a metal door which she opened, revealing a semi-lit hallway. Sighing, she entered and closed the door. The girl walked down the hallway until she reached a door, which she opened, revealing a room. Ochako. A female voice shouted, making the brunette sigh. Ochako. What do you need Toga? She asked watching the blonde approach her. Toga. Ochako, Tamura needs us in the living room while he attacks the brunette with a knife being avoided by the chubby cheeks, why don't you let me at least cut you a little? While puffing out his cheeks. Ochako. Talk now, what the hell does that idiot want now? Looking at the blonde who was smiling and I won't let any of your knives cut me. Toga. Moo you're so mean, Ochako she pouted and then walked away from the brunette and to a door, she just said she had missions for us, so let's go, Ochako as she enters the other room. Ochako. TSK, that jerk and his stupid missions that never work walks to the door that the blood-addicted blonde passed by a few moments ago. In the room you could see all the members of the league sitting waiting for the villain covered with hands to say their missions. Ochako. Aren't you going to say anything? She asked, annoyed, looking at the leader of the league. We've been waiting for a long time for you to tell us your fabulous plan that we all know will fail, making Tamura frown, so stop wasting other people's time and talk. Tamura. Someday I'll kill you for that damn attitude of yours, he commented, looking at the brunette who smiled. Ochako. I am and will continue to be stronger than you, remember that you are only the leader because of the pity that sensei had for you. Well, she sees how Tamura clicks his tongue. Originally I would be the leader, but you cried like a girl to be it. Well, the brunette showed a smile, so shut up and tell the bucking plan. Tamura. TSK, damn, looking at the brunette. In a month there will be an event that involves the hero schools called Provisional License Exam, so Toga, looking at the blonde who was just looking at him attentively, will infiltrate one of the competing schools and will pretend to be a student and investigate the cases of all the aspiring heroes. Toga. Sounds very easy to me, I comment with a smile, and I have someone in mind to use, taking out her knife and leaving the room. Tamura. And you will be in charge of recruiting more members to be part of us, and then get up and walk to a door, that's all, you can go, leaving the room. Abi. He got serious for the first time, looking at the door. Twice. It's true lie, he's always serious, he spoke, looking at the man with the blue flames. Magni. We have work to do, as he walks to the exit. Ochako. I don't know, but I think this will also go wrong for him, walking to the door. Mr. Compress. Why do you say that, Miss Ochako? He asked, looking at the girl, Gravity and Strength, who stopped and looked at him. Ochako. Intuition, things never go well for her, she smiled as she left the place. The next day, classroom 1A, UA. Izawa. I have an announcement for you, looking at the group. In a month the provisional license exam starts, watching as everyone murmurs, it's time for you to train and have special movements. All? Yes. Looking at the teacher. Midoriya. This is one more step towards being the #1 hero, he thought with determination, and of finishing off the League of Villains, and then thinking about the brown-haired villain. Even though it hurts me that you're with them, I must stop you, Lethal Pink. Chapter 5. Interest in a villain. Izawa. I have an announcement for you, looking at the group. In a month the provisional license exam starts, watching as everyone murmurs, it's time for you to train and have special movements. All? Yes. Looking at the teacher. Midoriya. This is one more step towards being the #1 hero, he thought with determination, and of finishing off the League of Villains, and then thinking about the brown-haired villain. Even though it hurts me that you're with them, I must stop you, Lethal Pink. Izawa. Take your bags and go to Gamma Gym, walking to the exit of the classroom. Don't take long, he leaves, leaving the students looking at the door. Midoriya. Well, it's time to take my power to another. His thoughts were interrupted by a female voice that was next to him. Melissa. Izuku, can we talk? She asked, watching the green-haired boy sigh and then get up from his seat. About what happened the other day, looking at the boy with some sadness. Midoriya. What do you want to talk about? Looking at the blonde. About how you cheated on me with Kaminari. Looking at how the #1's niece looked down. No thanks, turning his back and walking for his briefcase. Melissa. What happened with Kaminari was a mistake. Walking behind the boy. I still love you, Izuku. She stands in front of the boy and takes his hand. I didn't know what I was doing with Kaminari. Seriously, that girl wasn't me. Looking at the freckled boy pleadingly. Please believe me, Izuku. Izuku. Really? Do you think I'm that stupid to believe that? He removes his grip from the girl. You're going to tell me that when I've already seen the truth with my own eyes? Looking angrily at a blonde who had a surprised face. Melissa, what I felt for you died the moment you decided to be unfaithful to me with him. All the I love you. The I love you and the together forever ended when I saw you kissing you with Kaminari. He walks past the girl. Now leave me alone and don't look for me anymore. He spoke in the blonde's ear. Besides, I'm interested in someone better than you. He walks away from the girl. The blonde just looked at the boy, somewhat hurt by his words, while the others just looked with some surprise at the infidelity of the blue-eyed blonde. Izuku. Why did I say another girl? He thinks while walking. Maybe he was thinking about Lethal Pink. He stops his walk. I can't fall in love with her. She's a dangerous villain and wanted by everyone, he thinks while he walks again. But I let her go with her in front of me. Besides, she's very pretty when she doesn't have her mask on. He sighs and enters the dressing room. I better stop thinking about that and concentrate. Now the class was training for their special moves. The green-haired boy was using his powers to create different ways to attack and defend himself. Izuku. Attacks the cement wall with his power. Ectoplasm. You must increase the temperature of the fire more. Midoriya looking at the boy. Also relax a little, you are very tense and you do not concentrate. Izuku. Understood, Ectoplasm sensei. He attacks again with his power. All this was happening under the gaze of the blonde who looked at him somewhat hurt and sorry for what she did, also with some anger and jealousy for the supposed girl who is better than her. Ectoplasm. Hits her. Pay attention child, don't get distracted and continue. Alyssa. Why yes Ectoplasm sensei returning to your training. The green-haired man concentrated his attack more, causing the wall to begin to burn, causing it to break into pieces. Ectoplasm. Looking at the rocks that were still hot. Well done Midoriya, keep it up. Looking at the boy who showed a smile. Izuku. Just nod and attack again. I have to improve, he thought, applying more power. If not, I won't be able to keep up with her. Thinking about the brunette with blushing cheeks. Hours passed and classes ended. Now we can see the green-haired man walking into his dorm room, tired, closing the door and throwing himself onto his bed, instantly asleep. In the dream. The fire manipulation boy was walking in a park, confusing the boy until a female voice pulled him out of his thoughts. Ochako. Yuku, Izuku. Pulling the boy's sleeve. What's wrong baby? You weren't paying attention to me pouting. Do you think about hero things during our date? With a somewhat annoyed tone because I left my things of. She stops a little when she sees the people of a villain to go out with you, she whispers the last part in her ear. Izuku. Sorry Ochako, he smiles nervously. I didn't mean to do that, haha, making the brunette sigh. Ochako. Just for that you'll have to buy me a box of mochi. She crosses her arms and nods her head. Izuku. Haha, it's okay, honey, I'll buy you the mochis you want. Showing a smile. Ochako. Thank you, love. She said, then hugged him by the neck and kissed him. The dream changed, now he was on a very beautiful beach, where the green-haired boy was walking with a bag containing some food for 2 people. When the boy looked up, he saw the brunette wearing a 2-piece bikini, which, to the boy, made her look like the most beautiful girl of all. Ochako. Izuku. Raising her arms upon seeing the freckled boy. Izuku. Laughs a little and arrives with the girl. I brought what you asked for, leaves the bag and sits on the blanket. Ochako. Yay. She opens the bag and takes out the small food snacks and opens it. The takoyaki smells delicious. She takes one and eats it. Very nice shape. She spoke with the food ball still in her mouth. Izuku. Haha, I am glad you like it. He pinches the brunette's right cheek a little. Ochako. Swallow the food. Moo hurts Izuku. Bobo, she spoke in a childish tone, making the green-haired boy smile tenderly. Izuku. You're so adorable, he smiles and then kisses the girl. I love you Uraraka Ochako. Ochako. With a tender smile and a more marked blush. I love you too Izuku. Midoriya. After that exchange of words, both of them joined their lips again in a tender kiss that lasted for a few minutes. End of the dream. The boy woke up in an agitated manner and then sat up in his bed. Izuku. What the hell did I dream about? He asked himself and then let out a deep sigh. Why did I dream about her? Do I even like her? He said and then let himself fall onto his bed. Is it really possible to fall in love with a villain? He said, looking at the ceiling of his room. And if so, why her? He thought about the last time he looked at the brunette villain. I think I'll have to get to know her to know if it's love or just curiosity. He looked at his digital fear, which marked 7:49 p.m. Interest in a villain. Let's see where that takes me. He sighed and looked at the moon. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.